Waiver wire. That's right. Waivers are important. Waivers are key. They help you win the championships.
That's right.
So let's talk about it on the show today. See you there.
Welcome to the FantasyLand Football Podcast.
All right. Here we go, baby.
What up, son?
Pod 2 of 4 for week 10.
Wow.
Starting strong, feeling good, living better. How you doing? It is Tuesday, the 10th of November. This is Zach, and that is Badaki.
What's good?
Badaki, how you doing, my brother?
Yeah, another day. Good, beautiful Tuesday morning. We're here chilling.
Another day, another dollar.
Week
what
10.
I thought you were going to say. Cash
No,
money.
I was going to say that, but currently unemployed. Shout out to Patreon.
Yeah, big shout out to everyone supporting the show. Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
You were closer. If you listened to the show yesterday, Badaki did say he said the Jets were going to win this game. And to be fair, they almost won this game. And I got to give a little props to you because I did not think it would be as close as it was.
No.
But Jakobi Meyers.
Yeah, he did his thing. He balled out. I mean, look, it was probably the Jets' best game, and they still couldn't win. Okay, number one. Number two,
Yeah.
they did finally have their weapons. Bashard Perryman, Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder. These are the old guys that kind of played a key factor, which means that not that they're a good team, but their weapons do matter to them. But Jakobi Meyers, he's a
Jakobi balled out, and we're going to talk about him on this show for sure.
Right.
I was watching this game and really hoping the Jets would win, actually. I think about the Jets, and I think about everyone at the kind of bottom. I think about the Jags, and I want these teams to win so Washington has a better draft position. I want us to get one of those two quarterbacks. I want to get Trevor Lawrence or I want to get Justin Fields. So I'm actually rooting for these bad teams to start getting some dubs because we are 2-6. Doesn't really look good for our division. And I'm kind of just ready to get a generational quarterback in Washington.
That's right.
But, no Danny Dimes. I want a generational quarterback.
No Danny Dimes. I was just about to say, if you get Justin Fields, I'll be pretty upset. And I low key in the back of my heart of hearts, I want the Giants to get Justin Fields just so they can have a mobile quarterback, an accurate quarterback. I don't know. I feel like if they draft him, there's a lot of controversy, but I'm also like, yes. But
could you imagine Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence along with Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson? That's the kind of offense I want to see in Washington. Anyway, a lot of news to talk about. This is Fantasyland, but it's time to stop fantasizing about our teams. And what will probably happen is we will not get quarterbacks, and it will be a sad year again next year.
Yep.
But
the GG's, boys. Thanks for playing.
All right, let's talk news.
What is going on here?
Need to know news. What is going on around the National Football League? Nick Chubb starts off the news, and it's good news to start the day. Very good news.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb's back on the practice field, wearing a knee brace. Apparently, he looked explosive. He looked like his old self. What are the percentage chances that Nick Chubb plays against Houston this week?
I mean, it's headed towards the right, the high numbers here. I think he right now has maybe, 75 to 80% chance of playing right now from what I'm hearing, from what everyone's been talking about. And it's a good matchup. I think he's playing the Houston Texans, right?
Yeah, great matchup. And I think that would help a lot of fantasy owners. We'll keep you updated throughout the week. What's going on with your boy, Kenyon Drake?
Kenyon Drake, still day to day. Not really sure what's going to happen with him. They're hoping that he comes back this week or that he can play this week. But, being a Kenny and Drake on the one, you're still not excited too. You just saw Kyler Murray rush for 100+ yards, and it wasn't Chase Edmonds. So
Yeah.
it's a bit annoying.
It's fair to, as frustrating as it is, Kyler Murray's the RB1 in Arizona.
Absolutely.
And I really believe Chase Edmonds could be that guy, but I'm not sure that Kyler's going to give any running back the opportunity to be super fantasy relevant in this offense.
No, especially, obviously they run a lot of RPO, so Kyler can make the decision. And I think it's still like a young quarterback mindset. He wants to make all the plays. He wants to be the guy that does the big stuff, but it's just he's not going to share the ball, it looks like.
No. Well, that was most of the good news. And this one hurts. Not gonna lie. And we recorded the pod yesterday, and straight cash. Christian McCaffrey, CMC back after so long. We waited for him week 2, and got blindsided straight after recording the podcast, and I feel hurt. Confused, unsure of why certain things happen in my life, and one of those things would be Christian McCaffrey. Currently, apparently on the last drive of the game, he hurt his shoulder and is now considered day to day. There is a chance he misses week 10.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to let the music explain how I feel, because it's not been a great day. CMC owners, I know you feel the same way. This is devastating. But
absolutely,
it seems like there's a chance for him to play, and a shoulder injury is not as serious. You know what? It is as serious as an ankle because you're getting hit constantly. But the hope is that because they say it's day to day, even if he misses 1 week, maybe next week he's back.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think that, from all the reports, they're saying that he's in a lot of pain. He's saying that he didn't look too well after the game, and his shoulder was hurting a lot. And today, not that many reports were coming out, just more that he's still in a lot of pain. So I personally think he treads towards not playing against the Tampa Bay, which is technically the number 1 run defense in the NFL currently right now. So I think, if you're a CMC owner, you're not excited and you're upset. 2, he's going to miss another week, I think.
Yeah, I'm operating under the mindset, I just need you back for the playoffs. CMC, if we can just get back to the playoffs, then I'm not going to be as sad as I could potentially be. Damian Harris left Monday Night Football with a chest injury. We will give you updates as we find them through the day on Twitter. By the way, follow us on our social media accounts. Instagram at FantasyLand Football. Twitter at FantasyLand_FB. You can watch the show on YouTube. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any new videos. And you can listen on any podcast platform in the world. Please drop us a review if you're listening on Apple Pods or any podcast platform. That would be extremely appreciated. By the way, we are announcing a giveaway soon. So you'll want to be tuned in to the social media accounts to see what player it is. You already know what player it is. We're just going to drop it soon. And it's a big one. It's a big one. But let's talk waivers.
Just pick them up, pick them up, pick them up, pick them up, pick them up. Oh, my God.
All right. Who are you looking to pick up right before Week 10? Week 10 waiver wire targets. Look, what we try and do is we try and find people who are available in most leagues. So we might not have, some guys on this list. If you're in a smaller league, you should probably have some of these guys. Travis Fulgham, I hope he's not on any waiver wire list anymore. I hope that Mike Williams is on most teams. T. Higgins, for example, some of those outlier players. We try and find some players that are probably available in almost every league. And we're going to tell you how we rate them in priority, what percentage of our fab we might use if you play in a fab league. So, Badaki, why don't you start us off with our first waiver wire target?
That's right. Look, Before I start off saying who this guy is, I know Zach's not gonna like this, but obviously there's a reason why we pick everyone. There's a reason why this guy is on the list, and his name is J.D. McKissic. Plays for the Washington football team.
Boo!
Free Gibson. But
Free
look,
Gibson. Free Antonio. Oh my. Okay, you go ahead. I got stuff to say, but I'm gonna leave all my comments till I can rant for a second.
nah, you good. You good. Look, the only reason why he's on this list is because he's been put into action. The last four, the last 4 games he has gone over double digits besides one. So three out of the 4 games, last 4 games, he has scored over 10 points. Okay. Number 2, obviously you see he's getting some sort of workload. Maybe it was game script, maybe it was something, but this can't be ignored. Okay. And I think what's really good about this guy is that he has a good set of matchups coming up. Detroit, Cincinnati, Dallas. So we already know how terrible Dallas is. We saw what Dalvin Cook. Obviously, he's not Dalvin Cook, but we saw what Dalvin Cook did to Detroit. Cincinnati is probably the best team out of those 3. Look, he's not somebody that's high on my priority, but this is somebody you should keep an eye out. I'm pretty sure he will still be, on waiver wires after this week, or you don't have to spend too much fab on him. Just make sure that if he is available, maybe you can stash him really fast.
Okay. I'm upset. I get J.D. McKissic does have value, but I am upset that he has value. Ron Rivera, Scott Turner. I know you scouted this guy, but do you remember when you scouted him, what position he was playing? Because he was playing the wide receiver position in Memphis. He can catch the ball. He's explosive. He's much better than J.D. McKissic, and he could probably take a lot more work than you're currently giving him for a team that really needs talent. You think you would use the most talented guy, except for Terry McLaurin, on the offense. Look, Antonio Gibson, I read a crazy stat on Twitter today.
Right.
Guess how many third downs Antonio Gibson has gotten a touch on the entire year?
How many thirds that he's gonna touch on? Surely, I don't know, a lot. I don't know.
Antonio Gibson has had 1 touch on third down for the entire year.
That's crazy. See?
1 touch on third down.
Proves my point. J.D. McKissic, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness. I am just getting more involved. He was a wide receiver at college. Of course he can catch passes out of the backfield. Leonard Fournette is catching like 4 to 5 passes out of the backfield. And you're telling me Antonio Gibson can't do that? Anyway, obviously this is something I need to work on because I am bitter to the core. All right, our second waiver wire target is Jalen Reagor. We had Jalen on the waiver wire targets last week. Jalen was my number 1 priority last week.
Yep.
I know the bye week was happening, but I said, hey, if you don't need to play someone this week, Jalen Reagor, pick him up. Currently rostered in 19% of leagues. That's wild to me. I want to remind you, Jalen Reagor was the first round draft pick for the Philadephia Eagles. The Eagles had a lot of different ways they could have spent a draft pick, but they decided to spend it on this guy in the first round. The talent is there. And when you mix talent, opportunity, and a team need, you feel a need, that equals fantasy relevance. Jalen Reagor had a touchdown the week before the bye. For me, he is my number 1 priority on the week. Again this week, he has an amazing matchup. I'm gonna start him this week in the ring, in the Fellowship of the Fantasy Ring. I will start him this week because Tyreek Hill is on a bye, as is Calvin Ridley. Jalen Reagor will be starting in my matchup, and I'm not too worried about it either.
Wow. Yeah, look, I think Jalen Reagor is definitely a good guy. He's playing the New York Football Giants, obviously. So I think he could have a lot of opportunity there. For sure.
I'm spending around anywhere from 20 to 35% of my fab on this guy.
Yeah, I think he can definitely have like
especially
a good,
if you need a wide receiver.
Yeah, he can have like a good, end of the season, run. I think obviously we know the Eagles has the best chance to win the NFC East. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
Yep.
My guy here, Austin Hooper, only rostered in 40% of leagues. I mean, they brought this guy in, obviously, from Atlanta. He is somebody that, like...
A lot of money.
Exactly. There's a lot of money. He's going to be utilized. And obviously, before he got hurt, he was getting the work. Okay? It's clear. He was averaging 7 targets per game and averaging 11 points per game. Obviously, PPR. We always talk in PPR. So this guy is a top 4 guy for me in this list. Especially with tight end struggling. Mark Andrews is struggling. George Kittle is out for the rest of the season. These guys are all those guys that you expected to perform so far haven't been performing. Yeah. And Austin Hooper could be this guy for you. He's still, like I said, 40% off on waivers. Sorry, he's still available on 40% in leagues. I will be
40% off. Fire sale.
Honestly, I'll personally be spending probably about like 50%. Tight end is a really valuable position. And I think Austin Hooper can really, bring value to your team.
Yeah, I like it. And I think he is probably the number 1 tight end on the waiver wire I'm looking to pick up. Obviously, depends on who's on your waivers, right?
Right.
But from this list.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Jordan Wilkins from the Indianapolis Colts. So, it looks like this is a trend that's starting to develop here.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts backfield is very much turning into a running back by committee.
That's right.
Jordan Wilkins currently rostered in 17% of leagues. And I don't know how much value is there, because if this is going to be a true running back by committee, then what? If Jordan Wilkins is kind of 1B to Jonathan Taylor's 1A to Nyheim Hines 1C, what's the value going to be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what we said last week. Last week, we had both of them on the waiver wire show, both Wilkins and Hines. And we said, look, you can pick these guys up, but you have to know you're going to have a lot of games that are not anywhere near the game you saw last week.
Right.
And what happened this week? Both Jordan Wilkins and Nyheim Hines put up 5-point games. So you have to know that as much as they are getting touches, this is going to be a very normal game for them. Yeah. But sometimes touches do turn into opportunities. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, Jordan Wilkins is getting the most carries in this backfield over Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor didn't have a great game. He did get into the end zone, but he also fumbled. That touchdown saved his fantasy day. He would be the lowest scorer in this backfield if he didn't have that touchdown.
Yep.
So if he's leading the team in carries, for me, all these running backs are low on my priority on the waiver. And when I say that, I mean Jordan Wilkins and Nyheim Hines.
Yeah.
They are very low on the waiver wire for me because the upside is so capped, But too many cooks in the kitchen, as we like to say. Exactly. I don't know. Do you feel the same way?
No, I definitely feel the same way. I'm actually staying away from all of these guys, Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, and, Wilkins. I think that these guys are going to hurt your team. I think if you have a Jonathan Taylor, you should sell him, as quick as possible. Mind you, they did play the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, that's it's one of the best defenses in the league. They're playing the Tennessee Titans Thursday Night Football. So I think you could see a good opportunity for one of these guys, and that's the problem. That what I just said. Yeah. There's a good opportunity for one of these guys, and you just don't know who's it going to be. Exactly. So that's the problem now. I'm not personally happy starting anyone or wanting to pick up anyone. I'm straying away, but we have them on the waivers because they could make a fantasy impact. We're going to stay with the Colts. Michael Pittman Jr., rookie receiver.
Okay.
Yep. I think out of, what is it? You're
asking me where Michael Pittman Jr. is out of?
Nah, I know
he's
where he's from.
USC.
Yes, USC. I was going to say LSU for some reason.
No, that's JJ, Justin Jefferson, my boy.
Anyways, Michael
All right,
Pittman.
let's talk Michael Pittman.
Michael Pittman only rostered in 6% of leagues. Okay, mind you. Yeah, he had a pretty decent game. He was 4 for 7, 56 yards. He got about 9 points against his Ravens defense, which is really good. Okay,
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, obviously T.Y. Hilton was out. T.Y. Hilton was seen practicing this week on Monday. So
Yeah.
I think that, this is, once again, he's not high on my priority list personally, but I think this is someone that can come in and make a fantasy impact. It can be a good flex for you have one of these late buys. Obviously, I know a late buy off the top of my head is Carolina and Tampa Bay. So you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, all these guys, and maybe Michael Pittman can kind of fit into one of these roles in the end, week 11, week 12, around there. Obviously, you might not want to, but if he's somebody that's available on your team and in your waivers, this could be a good priority for you. I think my priority is from around 7 to 10. He's towards the end of the list. I'm not spending much fab. I'm not spending any fab on him, actually.
Yeah.
But keep an eye out. Maybe you can sneak him in.
Yeah. I'm really not excited about this one either, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you watch the Colts play, man, it is weird. It is so weird watching the Colts play football. And we had so much expectation for Phillip Rivers to kind of fling the ball around. This is a weird team.
He doesn't have any
really weird.
He doesn't have any receivers. They thought Phillip coming in, I have T.Y., he can be my Keenan Allen. They didn't have any didn't have any tight ends. So they brought in Trey Burton, and then Jake Doyle was he's been there for a little bit, and then Jonathan Taylor. He has nobody there. So I think next year, that's probably
this
the move.
This is a low priority for me as well.
Yeah.
I think he's at the bottom of this list we're bringing to you guys today.
Yeah.
But could be a guy you might see some potential on, a stash and seed type guy.
Mm-hmm.
Old man Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham.
The bones are walking around, and those bones are Jimmy Graham on the field. Electric? No. Explosive? No, absolutely not. No. Speedster? No. Quite the opposite. But can he catch a touchdown? Yes. He can catch a touchdown. He's currently rostered in 53% of leagues. And here's the deal. The tight end market, as we've told you so many times on this podcast, is so up and down. It's a roller coaster of emotions. You really can't trust anyone except for Kelsey and Darren Waller. And Darren Waller's great tight end, but in that offense, sometimes he will have those 8-point games as well.
Yeah.
Kelsey is really the only guy you can trust every week in this league. So you might need a guy like Jimmy Graham on your team. Jimmy has that role in the red zone. He is the throw it up because this dude played basketball. Everyone's heard this. He played basketball. He knows how to get rebounds so he can catch touchdowns.
Yeah.
But it's true. Jimmy can catch a touchdown.
Yep.
Yes, he's going to have 4-point games here and there, but he's also going to have those 18-point games here and there. He's very touchdown dependent. So how high on the priority is it for you, Badaki? I'm curious to know your thoughts on Jimmy Graham. How high is he on your priority?
I think if you're struggling with tight ends, like a lot of people are, if you're a George Kittle owner and Jimmy Graham's on your waivers, this is a good guy for you. Same thing, obviously, with Austin Hooper. I think he's in the top 5 for me. I think if I had to prioritize via tight end, I think I would be taking Austin Hooper over Jimmy Graham. Obviously, they lost Odell over there in Cleveland. They don't really have that many weapons. They have the, Jarvis Landry out there. They have, Rashad Higgins. Not that many people. Obviously, Nick Chubb's coming back, so that can probably change it. But
Chubby. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. I agree. I think he would be the second tight end on this list that I would be looking to get. And he's about medium priority for me. I think someone you could probably spend anywhere from 5 to 10% of your fab to try and grab. But you are going to have those bust games with him, so you have to know that when you take him off the waiver. He's not some young guy that you're like, let's see how this develops. No, it's It's very much it is what it is type scenario.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
But Jimmy Graham could be a useful asset for you off the waivers.
Shout out to Jimmy. He was on my bench this week. Traded for Darren Waller. I'm still happy. If you need Jimmy Graham and if you're on our league listening, hit me up. Okay. Duke Johnson, Tennessee. Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Rostered in 16% of leagues. Obviously, we all know David Johnson went out, with the concussion against the Jags. It was a great opportunity if you had David Johnson in this game. The points that Duke Johnson put up, I think he put up 16 points, 15 to 16 points. That was a points that was supposed to be going to you. Very frustrating. Once again, only owned in 60% of the leagues. Duke Johnson. Keep an eye out for this guy. David Johnson is not somebody that, when he gets hurt, he's always freaking out for a couple weeks. So maybe this freaking concussion is going to sideline him for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And Duke Johnson.
It's not good to be a David Johnson owner right now because the injury history there.
Exactly.
I think Duke's upside is pretty capped, if I'm honest. Because David Johnson's upside was pretty capped as well. And Duke Johnson isn't really as good of a running back. I feel like they are the type of team that's going to be looking to bring someone in now. I don't think Duke is going to be, for whatever reason, his entire career, no one has ever given Duke Johnson the running back one responsibilities.
No.
So this waiver wire pickup carries a lot of risk.
Exactly. This could also,
in my opinion,
this could also be Duke Johnson not a first, but last opportunity
coming out party.
Yeah, it actually could, because this could be his last opportunity to become RB1. The Tex obviously, Bill O'Brien's gone. Maybe maybe they've been sitting on Duke Johnson.
The bad man's gone.
Yeah, they're sitting on him for all this time, and David, head office is probably saying, David Johnson is not this guy. We need to get somebody different. Duke Johnson's there. How long we had Duke Johnson for? A long time.
Yeah.
Get Duke the ball.
And they never used him. Look, I think he's if you need a start this week, probably the guy to look at. But long term, I don't think the upside is very high for Duke Johnson. He's probably maybe 5 to 6 out of 10 on this list of my priority.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably wouldn't give up very much fab at all for him.
Yeah, I believe so as well. I think if you have somebody like David Montgomery that's also in concussion protocol, obviously David Johnson concussion protocol, Duke Johnson could be the good guy that you can fill in for this one week, and hopefully he takes off. He's playing the Cleveland Browns. Not high on priority.
Yep. All right. This next waiver wire target's going to excite a lot of you. It is Tua Togavailoa. Tua time in Miami, and oh my goodness, he played really, really well last week. And as much as we were judging him for the first game, not judging him, but just a little bit hesitant.
Yeah.
He didn't really need to do anything. And against the Cardinals, he really did need to perform. He was 20 from 28, so very accurate in his passing attempts, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tua had a really great game, finishing with 25 fantasy points, just over 25 fantasy points. Let me ask you, did you watch that Arizona game?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. That was electric. That was beautiful game to watch.
He was just
was so exciting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what you expect from Tua. If you were listening to our podcast and we were like, oh, Tua is this, Tua is that, but we need to see more. To be honest, if you saw the game against the Rams, he did none of that in this game against the Cardinals. That's what we wanted to see. That's what we were expecting. Obviously, they had the lead, up in the game early in the game against the Rams, so we didn't see that. But this game is exactly what we want to see. Tua is actually Tua time, which is crazy. That's going to be splattered all over Miami. Yeah. It's the new thing now.
It's Tua time.
For sure.
Look, the escapability in the pocket, he was very versatile, and I didn't expect it. He does not look like he had a surgery anytime in the past his whole life. He looks so mobile in that pocket. Accurate passing, and he was leading drives down the field. He looked like a pro. He didn't look like a rookie in that game. Mm-hmm. So how high is he on this priority? Well, for me, if you need a quarterback, he's probably the number one quarterback I'm picking up this week.
Absolutely. If you have Patrick Mahomes is on a bye. Who else is on? That's all I can think of because I have Patrick Mahomes right now. That's the only person I can think of on top of my head. But Patrick Mahomes is going on a bye, so if Tua is available, I can take the risk and be picking up Tua to start him next week.
How fun is Week 10 going to be? Justin Herbert versus Tua Tagovailoa. That is actually going to be really fun to watch. The rookies, back-to-back draft picks. Now, his schedule is actually pretty decent. You got the Chargers, which are not as scary on defense because of the injuries. And then look at the schedule. At Denver, at the Jets, Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. Now, the next two games aren't great, Kansas City and New England, but there's a really good stretch of games here where Tua could be a really good start. Now, I would like to say that it is still a risk starting him, right? This is very much a risk. This is not Justin Herbert status just yet. We can't tell you start him without any regrets because we don't know if people are going to game plan around the tape that they just saw and maybe shut him down. Will he show signs of being a rookie? So I think you can stream him this week, but I just want to maybe add a little disclaimer, a little warning. Stream with caution.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's just not something that we can trust just yet. The talent's there. Let's see it unravel, I guess.
That's right. Consistency. We need to see it happen more than one time. Obviously, it was his first time going off. We love Tua. It's Tua time. Let's see it one more time, and then we'll buy into it.
Yep.
Not obviously. But my last guy for this waiver, the guy that we were talking about earlier today.
Yes, sir.
Jakobi Meyers, New England Patriots.
Ooh. Uh-huh.
12 for 169 yards and 14 targets. You kidding me?
Wow. Oh, my gosh. Say it again.
12 for 169 and 14 targets, 28 fantasy points.
Oh, my God. He on X Games mode.
My goodness.
Oh, my goodness. That boy went off.
He was going off. Obviously, look, Julian Edelman is out. N'Keal Harry still can't stay healthy. I mean, there's no targets on this team for Cam Newton, and Jakobi Meyers is clearly the number one guy. He has this chemistry with him. He has something with him that he was connecting. 12 out of 14. I think it's Jalen Reagor and then Jakobi Meyers for me.
Really? On this list? So Jakobi's your number 2 pickup?
Out of receivers.
Okay.
Out of receivers.
No, I get that. I agree.
So I think he has a better opportunity. I mean, obviously Julian Edelman, he had a knee surgery and he could be.
He's on IR.
Yeah, he can be on IR or he can be done for the rest of the season. We don't know yet.
I like it. The only reason I can't label him second is because of the next guy I'm about to talk about to end the show here.
Right.
So, last waiver wire target is Curtis Samuel, Carolina Panthers. Now, Curtis Samuel, I don't know why this is happening. I can't explain to you why it's happening. It's not like Curtis Samuel hasn't been on this team for a while now. And to me, it's a bit crazy that it's taken until week 7 in the season to even get this guy involved. But currently rostered in under 23% of leagues. And he's had 3 games so far. In the last 3 games, when they've started to get him into the game plan, he's averaging just under 22 fantasy points per game. He's a game changer for this offense. If Christian McCaffrey does miss time, that's good for Curtis Samuel owners.
Right.
Because they're going to get him more involved in the game plan. Look, I am still skeptical. because I think DJ Moore is a more talented wide receiver still. And I'm confused as to why they're not getting DJ Moore involved into the game plan. For me, he is my number 2 priority on the week over Jakobi Meyers, but it's very close. It's very close.
Right.
And I would be happy to get either of these guys with my second wide receiver slot. I wouldn't be upset if you said no, it's Jakobi. It's so close to me.
Yeah.
I just have already seen a good sample size of him being involved in this game plan. It looks good from the outside.
It does. It definitely does look good from the outside. Can they trade away DJ Moore?
Well, not now. The trade deadline's already finished. But
No, for next year. Like, do you think that's actually a possibility?
yeah, I mean, it could happen. I'm a little bit upset for DJ Moore because I feel like he is the most talented guy.
I think so too.
I think he's more talented than Robbie Anderson. I think he's more talented than Curtis Samuel. And I genuinely don't understand why he's not getting involved the way we thought he would this year.
Right. I need to look back at Matt Rule's college career and like college team to see if maybe he just likes the, these slot guys, these really small, quick, agile, guys that you get the ball in their hands and they can move. Because DJ Moore is kind of more of a bigger guy. He's the biggest guy on the team now.
Yeah.
As a receiver.
DJ Moore's fantasy value is at an all-time low.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have DJ Moore, can you really trade him? Because who wants him?
Yeah.
Someone in our league sent me a trade offer and DJ was there, and I was like, I'm automatically passing on this trade offer because DJ's there. Yeah. It's not a situation that you want to be in owning DJ Moore. But Curtis Samuel, for me, the second priority on the week. Jakobi Meyers, I think both of these guys should be high priorities on your waivers this week.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed?
Absolutely.
Well, guys, thanks for listening to the pod. Badaki, people can support us now. They can support us through a little website called Patreon. What does that mean for the people listening?
That's right. Look, patreon.com/FantasyLand fam. Just a way to support the show, a way to show your love, a way to show that you really like what we're doing and that you love the content that we're putting out and the information that you're getting fantasy related wise. Obviously, go check out the website. We have 3 different, tiers that you can kind of look at and see where you can fit in there. Okay. So patreon.com/FantasyLand fam. We really appreciate everyone that signs up. We really, really appreciate everyone that just comes and show love. The people that have sent us messages and says, you know what? I can't support right now, but I'm really excited for the future, and that's what we like to hear as well. That's awesome.
Yeah. If you can support us in any way possible, that would be amazing. Really appreciate you guys. Love the Fantasyland fan. Do not miss our next episode. We're going to give you an update on our league, the Fellowship of the Fantasy Ring. We're also going to give you trade targets for Week 10 and talk about Thursday Night Football.
Oh boy!
Look out for the giveaway. It's coming this week at some time. At some point, we will be talking about our next giveaway. We love you, Fantasyland fam. It is Tuesday, so I hope you're having a great Tuesday. And just want a quick little reminder, you can follow us on our social media accounts at Fantasyland Football for Instagram, at Fantasyland_FB on Twitter. And why don't you go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube if you would like.
Yep.
Have a great rest of your day. Badaki, what are you doing rest of the day on this beautiful Tuesday?
I'm probably just going to strategize for more football content, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not maybe send out a couple trade offers. Gotta get some people off my team before, a certain week. I really want Stephon Diggs, so JB hit me up. That's about it, really.
I love it. All right, guys. Have a great Tuesday. We will see you tomorrow. See you there.
Hey, yeah, you, the one listening to this podcast, you made a good decision today. Keep making those good decisions. You know what? Go ahead and do a little dance right now. like no one's watching. Because you deserve it.